Welcome, guys, to the first ever Appalachiatcg Podcast. Yeah. It's your host, Big John, here, Smango, on the channel here. And I got our co-host, Anthony Carty. He's going to start a YouTube channel eventually, too. But together, we're going to make a podcast for our, it's called the Appalachiatcg Podcast to go alongside of our website, Appalachiatcg, our playgroup.
Yeah. Good playgroup.
Yeah, so we're from McGoffin County, Kentucky, so this kind of be our introductory podcast anyway. We're just wireless and got a mic on us, and we're going to upload this to YouTube and Apple Podcast. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be big, I think. I don't know, maybe. But, we're both from Eastern Kentucky here. We grew up together our whole lives, been best friends, cousins, family. We've known each other since we was about... I don't know how old.
Diapers.
We've known each other a long time.
Yeah.
And this first episode, Tony here, he's always been a collector, and way before he's ever been a Magic the Gathering card gamer.
Yeah.
And so we want to talk about. So he's not really been a Magic's the Gathering card player.
Yeah.
He's always kind of knew what it was, and last year, was it last year?
Yeah.
It was at least last year or the year before.
Last year was really when I started playing.
Yeah, last year he really started playing Magic the Gathering, but he's always been a collector, so he's not new to that whatsoever. Always been a collector. We've always been collectors, but today's podcast, this episode, it's going to be Magic the Gathering. How hard is it for a beginner to learn how to play? I don't even remember the first time I played Magic. I kind of do, but I was so young, I don't remember not being able to know how to play it at all. You know what I'm saying? I learned, me and my cousin Jerry, his older brother, I'll let Tony go after this. My older cousin, Jerry's older brother, Robert, and he was in high school, and we might have been 8, 9, or 10. I can't remember. Around that age, we was in like 4th grade or 5th grade.
Fifth. I remember watching it.
Yeah, and he showed us how to play. So that's been a long time ago. I'm 37 years old at the filming of this podcast, so I have no idea. Anyway, I don't remember what it's like not being able to try to learn how to play Magic. Tony here, however, though, he literally just started picking it up like last year.
Yeah, and it's been a roller coaster, and it's fun, but it's hard.
Yeah,
there's a lot of rules goes with it, and
well, that's the thing with Magic is there's always a new mechanic that's thrown into the mix.
Yeah.
And when we learned how to play Magic, and Tony probably even when he was playing, or Shaw's play, there was never no planeswalkers.
No.
The spells were called interrupts. They weren't called instances. You had crazy creatures, but they wasn't like they are today, or they didn't do 15 different triggers or something like that.
No, back then, what I remember was a lot of the artifacts and stuff like that. That's what most people run a lot. Because of my older cousin, that's what he played.
Yeah.
A lot of artifacts, and it's a different game now than what it was, I feel like, was then.
Yeah, so what's been the biggest, coming into Magic, what's been the hardest thing for you to pick up on now? It ain't buying the cards and collecting, which we'll do that another episode. We got so many episodes to do about Magic and playing card games. We're going to have fun with this podcast.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing for me right now was that equipment deck, Dog Meat.
Yeah, so he just recently picked up Dog Meat from Fallout.
Yeah, and it was
Universes Beyond.
It was so hard for me because it's all new.
Yeah, it's all new stuff. Even I had to read some of the cards, and that's part of it.
Yeah.
And Tony's got a lot better at playing the game, but like you got new mechanics that he's never played before. And so if you're a new player, Magic the Gathering, you and I've told Tony this too whenever we playing, even I've played people's decks and I have no idea what they do. I don't know what to really expect. They'll hand me a deck and a commander in one of our commander pods, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing in this deck. I just kind of read as I go along and try to make the best play I can, but it really helps if you get a deck and you learn it.
Yeah, or build it.
Yeah, if you build a deck, you kind of know what you're going for anyway. If somebody else builds a deck for you, even if you get a deck list off the internet, and unless you've really sat down and actually play it, you're still not going to grasp it 100%, I don't think.
Yeah, that's for me is the hardest, is trying to figure out what it was the motive behind this deck, and there's a lot to it.
Yeah, there's a lot to learning a deck. I mean, I've got so many decks I've built, and the recent one I just upgraded was that Planeswalker Party, which is one I played for Commander. And that's a whole nother discussion. Is Commander is you know, there's so much more going on, but we tried 2 new decks. He tried Dogmeat, and I tried Planeswalker Party that had upgraded, and I ain't even shuffled. I barely had it shuffled. Trying to play this deck, and I didn't even understand what really was going on. I was doing crazy stuff, and Tony was trying to understand what his deck was doing. And sometimes it just happens, guys, when you're a new player.
Yeah, just can't give up.
Yeah, you got to play
through it.
If you're really trying to be competitive, Commander's fun, Magic's fun. We have a blast with it.
Yeah.
But you know, we're all competitive a little bit at least. Or you want, well, you want to win. Obviously, everybody wants to win. But you know.
I can have just as much fun losing and winning.
But you still want to play your deck like it's supposed to be played.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part with Magic, is learning how this deck has been played and going to be played or needs to be played, or sometimes you might... a big thing with learning how to play Magic is learning sometimes you have cards that let you throw cards away that you don't, that's not going to be good for that game specifically.
Yeah.
And that goes for, like, if you're playing on Magic the Gathering Arena. Sometimes you don't get a good starting hand and you might not even know it. That's the best thing about Arena for me. Learn how to play Magic is sometimes I know I've got a terrible starting hand and you need to know when to mulligan.
Yeah. Well, I think Arena, for anybody new just now coming in to Magic, I do think that's the way to go, is to download it. It's free. You can grind.
Yeah, you can grind out cards on Magic the Gathering Arena. On this channel here, the Smango gaming and board gaming collectible or card gaming and board gaming, that's what I play a lot of, Arena. And I'm going to play a lot more other games too, guys, when I get a chance. It's just been hard to play other games. But Magic is the card game for me. I love it. I love collecting it probably more than any other card game I've ever played.
I want to start playing Lorcana. But that looks confusing now behind the end. So.
I've tried other card games. The best one I've come up with that I really enjoy playing is probably Flesh and Blood so far.
Yeah,
I've tried Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't like it. I like the anime stuff behind it. It's cool. Like if you watch the anime.
Oh yeah,
cool.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Watching that.
Yeah, watching Yu-Gi and him cast dragons and stuff. I don't know, that was just cool to me. But if you're a new player, Tony, if you got any what's some of the biggest things you think you should watch out for being a new player to Magic?
Where to buy the cards at? That's big. That's really big, and I've been looking at it, and I think buying off of like Amazon and buying the pre-built decks, and that's probably the best way to go.
You're saying Amazon or eBay?
Amazon.
Amazon got pre-built cards.
Well, you can find them cheap. You can find starter decks.
Yeah.
And it's a lot cheaper than what TCG Player is. Amazon is probably the cheapest place I've found to buy cards. So, you think that if somebody's starting new, I think you should play Arena, right? Yeah.
So Arena, the big thing on Magic the Gathering Arena is standard, though.
Yeah.
So that's a format that's like current They changed it for like 3 years now. All the cards from about 3 years is current. So you want to play current, it's 60 card format, 4 cards of each, besides lands, whatever. Yeah. And you can do best of 3 or best of 1, and on Arena, that's the most played on Magic the Gathering Arena. Now in person,
it would have to be Commander.
Commander by far, at least around here in Eastern Kentucky. Like today I went and picked up a bundle of the new set. I don't even know what it's called.
Outlaws of Thunder Junction.
Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I just picked it up. Well, we'll try to review it later. And we're going to review our favorite sets we've come across lately in other episodes. But today we're just talking about being a new player to Magic the Gathering, or just a new player to card gaming in general, but Magic the Gathering specifically.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a real fun game, and there's a lot of other card games out there just as good, I feel like. Yeah. But Magic's the OG.
Yeah, it's hard to. Magic brings people around. It just does. It's just so big, everybody knows it. Even around here in our small town, people know what Magic the Gathering is.
Yeah. It's loved or it's hated.
Yeah, it's no in between really. But
it is an expensive game. I will tell that for most new players coming in, it is expensive.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you just want to test out Magic, and you're not a big collector or anything, it's hard to beat online. Like the Arena, or there's even Magic the Gathering online, and that's full. That's full from the beginning of Magic till now.
Yeah.
Arena doesn't have all the cards, but like it doesn't even really matter, because like the biggest played format on Arena is Standard. And they have tournaments, but they don't have tournaments like they do. So Magic Online, it gets confusing, guys. I know. Stick with me if you can. Magic the Gathering Online and the paper game are almost identical, almost 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Now, the online doesn't have alpha and betas and stuff like that.
It would be cool if it did.
Yeah, but they just don't have those. But you literally collect cards like you would in real life. And we'll have a whole nother episode about what you need to do if you start getting into Magic. And there's still stuff I'm trying to figure out. Well, what in the world do you do with all the cards?
Yeah.
That's a new thing. So talk about being a new player and you've got all these cards, you've got into it, then you're kind of overwhelmed a little bit.
Oh yeah, well I went through all my cards, trying to sort them by color, and it took me 4 hours.
4 hours.
And I was trying to do it color, and I was trying to get really detailed to it, and I was like, I abandoned that and just shifted to the other direction. But it was a long time. It took 4 hours.
Yeah.
And because you want to put the right cards in the right slots, and it's a big deal. I think that's why I say for new people, go buy a pre-con deck and just try to learn it. Because even with Commander, you got your staples.
Yeah.
Like the Soul Ring and Commander Tower.
And you ain't going to know that if you're new. I didn't even know that when I started playing Commander. I was like, I don't know what's in Commander. Like, I've never played it.
And Outlaw Junction just released Commander Beacon. It's been...
Oh, yeah. That's a new card, isn't it, for Commander?
Well, it was back in the day, and then they reprinted it.
Oh, okay.
So, and that's want to change how Commander is played. Moving forward, that's what's wanting to change it.
It seems like Wizards of the Coast, if you guys new out there don't know who makes Magic the Gathering, it's Wizards of the Coast, and they're owned by Hasbro now.
Yeah.
So they are pumping out, and this is a big thing, even when I've got recently back in the Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of new to the new last couple of years. I've just got back into it.
Yeah.
But they're pumping out so many sets, you don't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
You can look online, and if you're playing Standard, that's 3 years now, and they changed that here recently, that stuff isn't rotating out like it used to, so there's even more cards you got to keep up with. No. Then you got Modern, if you're a Modern player.
Yeah, well, and then you got formats like Pauper.
Yeah, Pauper is my favorite format, and you can't play that on. Well, you can play in Arena when there's a special event.
Well,
but
and it's also called something different too. It ain't.
Oh, it's Pauper on Arena when they have the event.
Oh.
But you don't have all the cards like you do in real life or online.
Oh yeah, because it ain't that internal format.
Yeah, it's still Pauper, but they only have what Arena
goes back to around Kaladesh.
Yeah, Arena goes back to about the Kaladesh era, and that's what I'm saying. There is so many sets now. Like it's about monthly. There's a new something coming out. Like literally, Fallout just come out. I ain't even opened up my Fallout Commander deck. It's over sitting in the box.
Yeah, it's the same one I got.
Yeah, Dogmeat. I got Dogmeat. It's just over set, and I've not even opened it. Not even open. It just come out, and here I'm over here sitting with a bundle box of Junction.
Yeah, but this is pre-release weekend.
Yeah, so it's just crazy. It's just there's so many cards or so many sets now. It's going to be overwhelming. I'm overwhelmed, and I've been playing Magic since I was 10.
Well, I also do think how they do print, as for a new person, it's a lot more convenient. How it used to be, if you missed a set, it was hard to find.
Yeah.
I remember buying Pokemon in the early 90s.
Uh-huh.
And if you wasn't there at Walmart or Kmart when they put them on the shelf and you missed it, it was hard to find them cards. Like, and I was a big Team Rocket fan in Pokemon.
Well, yeah, I don't even like Pokemon cards that much, but I like collecting some of them, and I do have some of the Team Rocket stuff.
Yeah, that was my favorite of the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
And I remember my older cousin, William, we would go Saturday mornings usually to Walmart or stuff trying to buy, and he would be chasing some Magic packs, and I would be trying to get Pokemon. And I noticed too, if you missed it, you could always find Jungle. Jungle set was always on the shelf.
Jungle, yeah. Now try to buy Jungle.
Oh yeah, it's like $300-400.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, they print stuff like it's going, like it's never. I don't know.
I think that's more convenient for a newer player.
It's good, but like I don't like. We watch this channel called Alpha Investments. And he calls it the game pieces now because they print so many.
Yeah.
It really is. It's just game pieces because and that's another thing. If you're a collector, like I put myself almost as a collector first, then a player. But I love playing the game. But I collect before I play, because I have so many cards now. I just play with what I have almost. Yeah. Like I don't try to build hardly any new decks. Like the newest deck I tried to build was that Planeswalker Party.
Well, I got a few decks in mind to try to build, but
yeah, and I have so many cards. I'd love to just build decks with them and just give the rest away. That's one thing. Coming back into Magic, I started getting all these packs and opening them up. I buy booster boxes, and then I don't know what to do with them because they just sit around and take up storage. Then what I've been doing, if you're a new player, I would get you a binder and put some of your favorite cards in here. These ain't even worth a lot of money, some of these, but I get a binder and I put just some of my favorite cards in there so I can find them easier. And I got another binder coming. And sometimes if I think they're trade worthy or whatever, I'll stick them in here. See, some of these cards ain't even worth money. These gold stamp cards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they ain't worth it. I just thought they was cool, and I'll just put them in there.
Yeah, I've been watching people do stuff with them gold stamps and all the art cards. They sack them up. They build in like murals and all kinds of stuff.
Some of these, I got some new cards in here. I put in here, like even I went to one of our local card shops, and they had a bunch of these old tournament cards with the gold thing. I just think they look awesome. You don't see that. Because, everybody hates new looks of Magic cards, but then these have gold trim around it. It just looks cool. They're not legal
to play with.
You can play with your play group, obviously, but
not in a sanctioned event.
Yeah, like in a sanctioned event, you can't play with these cards, but they just look cool, and they're like 25 cents. Yeah. But I thought they was like, I was paying a little bit extra for the card shop.
But you can they're more known now as proxies.
Yeah.
But real proxies.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about proxies and.
Oh yeah.
For this podcast, we're going to talk about proxies, fake cards, and I've come across a million fake cards in Pokemon world. That there ain't a lot of fakes in our area. I don't think. I'm sure there is. Like our biggest place that has Pokemon cards, they trick kids all the time. It's probably Bull Creek.
Oh,
unfortunately, there's so many fake cards over there.
Well, you was looking at one over there one day, and I said you might want to walk away from it.
The gold cards, yeah.
Yeah, because them's like a T-move. They're Chinese. Yeah. They're a novelty.
So Pokemon's almost more well known than Magic, but it doesn't. I don't know.
There's more collectors of Pokemon.
Yeah, there's definitely more collectors. There's more players of Magic, I would say. Like, you collect Pokemon cards if you're a collector, just about. I have a thing of Pokemon stuff somewhere. I've never played the game once. I got some graded cards over here. I'm going to talk about graded cards, too. Of course, I talk about graded cards on this channel all the time. That's my favorite thing to collect. But
I was like, that's probably the best mindset is if you're getting into this, card storage is probably the biggest thing you need to look at.
Card storage, like what do you do with these cards? I even got 2 more binders. I got one that's coming with top loaders because he actually showed me a top loader binder.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool, and that's ones you probably want to put a little bit more expensive cards or cards that you might want to get graded in.
Yeah.
Or you might want to. You just collect these, you don't really play them.
Well, and two, if we're talking about new people, and this is what I messed up with, was putting all my cards I didn't really want to play with, but I wanted to keep. And with a bunch was playable cards, and would sell them, and then I accidentally sold 2 or 3 of the cards I wanted to keep. Because I didn't do the 2 binder method.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely want to keep in mind what kind of Magic the Gathering player you are, or collector you are. I really put myself as a collector first. I just do, because I love collecting stuff. Like, if you can't tell, my house here I have all kinds of just old junk. I collect stuff. I almost want to call myself a hoarder, but
yeah,
it's becoming bad around here sometimes. But I do play Magic. I play it still to this day. I play Arena daily.
And the group?
The Appalachiatcg group that we're a part of and run and help run. We play Commander and Popper, and that's how when we originally started, we started Popper because it's cheap, it's easy to play. You get started for about $60.
And then
to be competitive, you can play, guys. You ain't gotta spend a lot of money on Magic.
No.
Really, you don't. But if you want to be competitive, and this goes for just about any collectible card game, you have to be willing to put a little money into it because the cards are not going to be in your favor all the time unless you do.
Yeah, it's a pay to win.
It really is, but then it's almost to a certain point too. Like it gets cut off according to what you're playing for. Like if you're playing Popper, you ain't really spending over $60. And if you get started, you don't want to buy booster boxes either.
If you've got a good LGS, you're not even paying nowhere near $60.
No, yeah. If you got a good LGS and they have singles at the wazoo and they got everything, you can find the cards you need.
Yeah, you're nowhere near. You're literally under $10.
Yeah, we went to LGS there in Pikeville and we've made Popper decks just sitting there getting out of some of the common singles.
Yeah, it's easy done.
But you need to know what you're looking for too. So I would suggest, let's wrap this up a little bit. The top things I would do as a new player of the Magic the Gathering is I would pick a format you're interested in. If you want to be money conscious, probably stick with Popper. It's fun. I'm telling you, it's fun. Yeah, pre-cons. Get you a deck list.
Yeah.
And don't get booster boxes yet.
No.
You're probably not going to hit the cards you think you're going to hit.
No.
I'm bad for what. Now it's fun. Trust me, it's fun opening packs.
I've opened 2 booster boxes of Dominaria United, and trying to pull a Shieldred, and I still get to pull a Shieldred.
I've opened like 5 and I've hit 3. I've been really lucky when it comes to shielded. Somehow, I don't know. That was a good set too. I enjoyed just opening it.
Yeah. Well, that's one of my favorites out there.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite sets here recently. And we'll go over our favorite sets here in modern Magic too in another episode. But yeah, if you're starting new Magic today, what would you do different?
Focus on the card storage. That's probably the biggest, and I think that's what I overlooked. That's
it is. Card storage is big.
I overlooked it. That's some of my biggest regrets of starting. And trying to buy through like Walmart, because Walmart, that's a whole new issue. Just getting bad advice from people online, you know, because it works for them, it ain't gonna work for you, so you need to really find what works for you. And because how I do it is different from how Jonathan does it.
Yeah.
It's a lot different, and you got to find where you're comfortable at.
Yeah, and don't spend money on Magic the Gathering trying to think you're going to hit a big lottery card.
No.
Because you're probably not going to. Trust me, I've tried to hit a serialized card and I've never hit it. And I wanted to collect a serialized card, and it just ended up being cheaper for me to just buy one.
Yeah.
In the long run, it's just cheaper to buy a $120 serialized card than it is to try to open how many collector boxes and card packs. I still have, I'm bad for it right now. I even bought another collector pack I just think they're awesome. They're fun, but they're $30 a pop.
Yeah, that's where you want to get all your bling if you're wanting to build a nice deck.
So if it's bling really is collector packs. There's so many different packs now. You got the play boosters, they changed that. You got play boosters and you got draft boosters now.
Yeah.
Then you have the collector packs now.
Well, now
collector boxes.
That's funny. The draft boosters was like old Magic.
Yeah.
And then you had these set boosters was kind of fun.
Yeah, they had like extra art cards and.
Yeah, but you lost.
You lost some cards.
You lost like 4 cards. No, you lost 3 right off the top.
But you couldn't hit extended art or anything, could you?
Not in draft.
But then, if you really look into it and you're a collector, extended art don't even give you an extra $1 hardly. It's been pointless. That's why I think they went with draft boosters and play boosters now.
Yeah,
the set boosters kind of turned into play. Like, I'm sorry, new guys, it's so confusing that I don't know why they decided to do this. Really, they should have just had one box and made it simple than a collector box for people that wanted crazy arts and stuff.
Well, that's what they done with the play boosters. They cut out the draft and set, and then now it's all wrapped up in one.
So it is just one now, play booster. So it's just one. My bad. It's just one play booster. That's all you got. You got one play booster, then you got collector boxes.
That last set comes out Murders of
Karlov or something.
I didn't like that.
I didn't either. That was a bad set, I think.
And I think that was the debut of the
play boosters.
That's
right. So, new players, if you're wanting to get some bulk,
go with draft.
Go with the play boosters, right?
Play boosters or draft.
Do they still have the new ones? Ain't got draft though, do they?
No, but the older sets.
Oh yeah, so before Murders, it's draft, sets, and collectors. Now after Murders, it is play boosters only. They got rid of draft and set. It's collectors now.
But when you're talking about the older,
it's play boosters and play boosters and collectors. That's what we got.
Yeah, but when you're talking about the older booster boxes, one was 36 packs and one was 30, and one was 15 card packs and one was 12.
Yeah.
I mean, and the set had less cards and less packs would cost more.
Yeah, it costs more.
But you got a lot more treatment on the cards.
You did.
And they said they told us sorry. So, and draft was more old school packs.
Yeah.
And that's what's fun with I opened up play boosters, and I opened up a box of Kaladesh back in the day, and the play boosters feels like Kaladesh. So that's a good feeling.
And you do get full Artland cards in the set boosters too. I don't think you got them in the draft anymore, did you?
No, you didn't.
Full
You just
Artlands.
got basic. If you did, it was very rare.
Anyways, guys, I don't know. Hopefully, we've helped you out some. There's so much to learn if you're a new player of the Magic the Gathering. Like I said, it's been a task to really grasp everything.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest thing. I sat and think where I was a year ago.
Yeah, I even think where I was a year ago in Magic.
And I was really new, and I was like, I had this fear of, I didn't think I was going to be able to play.
Yeah.
But that's for other reasons. But so that right there, it's something I like it, and I was willing to work to do it. And now I'm looking to do study on the rules and stuff like that more. And me and another person in our group, we've been talking about maybe trying to take the judge test.
Yeah.
And
that'd be awesome.
That's crazy. There's a lot of information you need to know.
Yeah.
And but I wouldn't advise any new person to try to go down that road. But yeah, the local play group, I mean, it's popping off. I think.
Yeah.
And
you can always visit our website, and I'll put it in the video too, but www.appalachiatcg.com. has links to everything, and we're going to put our podcast on there too, and help grow my channel and the podcast. And whenever Tony starts his channel, we'll put it on there, and
yeah,
we'll be rocking and rolling. But yeah, if you're going to collect, it's almost better just to buy the cards you want.
Yeah, buy the singles.
It's hard to hit the cards. You can't pull them really.
If you do, it's a good feeling. It's an awesome feeling. But
yeah, it's fun. It's literally like playing the lottery or a scratch-off ticket or bingo or something.
But with that mindset, you're not guaranteed to pull the card you want.
Yeah. Even when it comes to being competitive and you're wanting to get the new set, like I know I'm not going to get all the cards I want from the new set probably in this bundle over here. It just ain't going to happen.
If you're talking about pros, like the top thing, they're not buying a booster box.
They're buying exactly what they want, and that's it.
Or they got sponsors that's sending them cases of these products.
Yeah, they're opening packs freely, and you know, if you're out there and you're a hardworking person, or you got family and stuff like that, you can't, and you're wanting to get in the Magic, you just gotta. It's better just to buy the cards you want, especially if you're competing. You know what I'm saying? If you're a competitor and you're wanting to win Friday Night Magic or the events, you have to buy the card. Like, you ain't going to hit it opening booster boxes.
Well, this is a fun topic, but what would you think would be the easiest color for a new person?
Oh, that is a good one. We'll end it on this, I think. Then you can tell yours too. Golly, I don't know. I think blue's probably the hardest for a new player.
Yeah.
Because you have to understand, the stack and when you can cast your spells, which is not real complicated, but it might be a little bit more complicated. But the overall thing of Magic, what you're doing is you're summoning creatures and fighting each other.
Yeah.
And you're trying to kill the other Magic wizard or planeswalker, they call it in Magic.
Yeah.
You're basically a summoner, and you summon creatures and they fight each other. You're, equipped in enchantments. There's so much to learn, guys, like it really is. I would suggest starting out with Pauper, probably playing green, maybe. Green's big creatures.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of mana.
There's a lot of mana involved in green, though.
But you can...
white's pretty easy. Red...
Actually, I would say white and black is right there with blue.
White and black, you think?
Because there's a lot of triggers in white, and there's a lot of triggers
Well,
in
you
black.
probably have a better idea than I do anyway. Because like I said, I ain't tried to learn Magic, like starting from scratch Magic since I was about 10 years old, so...
The two easiest colors for me and what other people I've talked to, it would be red would be the easiest.
Red's pretty easy. It's fast, though. It's like quick daggers, usually.
You can run out of gas, and that's a
that's
a disadvantage there. And green, them's the two easiest colors. is Magic.
Red and green. And I probably would stick with a mono color.
Yeah, mono.
So mono just means single. Stick with a single color, probably at first.
Maybe a dual if you're wanting to get a little frisky in it.
Yeah, because when it comes to mixing colors, you come with a problem with lands. You have to have lands or you're not going to be able to utilize your deck to the best of its potential.
I think that's what really got me on the dog meat was my first 3-color deck. And
3 colors does get a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
That's the thing with commanders. A lot of these commanders, they play like a Troxon. It's like the whole game, every color in the game, and it's just like, bleh.
But mana rocks is key, but getting into it, that's something you want to pick up down the road, and it's very simple. Mana rocks is, but I would stick with a mono color.
Yeah, I would stick with a mono color at first until you get really grasp it. Then you can start seeing the benefits of mixing other colors in. Like my favorite color, it's called red and white. It's called Boros, I think, in Magic the Gathering. Now I have no idea why these decks get called it. Red and white. Red and white's Boros. Boros. I don't know why it's called Boros. I think there's a card that's called Boros and it gives white and red mana. Yeah. Now, we'll have to look it up because I know there'll probably be a bunch of Magic nerds on here getting mad at me right now. Don't get mad at Smango if you want to, but I don't really know why they're called Boros and Ozoros and Golgari and...
You're talking about the guilds.
Is that what it is, the guilds?
That's the guilds.
Okay, that's why it's... See, Tony knows more than I do.
Yeah, well, I watch a lot of Magic stuff. And
I never did know why. I was like, I've seen cards that has like Boros on it or Golgari, and I was like, what is that from? Like, they're just making up words now, or so it's part of the guilds. When was that from? Ravnica or something?
Yeah, Ravnica.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm learning stuff new today, guys.
But it's overwhelming, and you're not one. That's the thing. I still ain't learned everything, and I don't think you could learn it in a fast manner.
It's a lot. And there's story to Magic the Gathering, believe it or not. There's a big story, actually. And they have books. I have a book somewhere.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk about that somewhere.
And you can find the stories. They still write them, and then they put them online.
There's been comics, there's books. They're all online.
But it all started around Dominaria. That's where the original set was based out of.
So my favorite story's been the Brothers' War. Like, they even redone it sort of again, and it was awesome. I love that set.
I think myself, my favorite set, besides Dominaria Unite, was have to be. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but mine was March of the Machine.
I like March of the Machine. It's okay.
I know a lot of people told me I was wrong to say that, but I liked it. And I know Alex, he said he liked that Wilds of Eldraine.
It wasn't bad. I liked all the Enchanting Tales. I liked all those cards. Those were cool, but those were mostly Commander cards. Yeah. And we don't get to play a lot of Commander because, we have families. And then it's hard to get everybody together, and we play like once a month. Then Commander takes a long time, guys. So I would say don't start with Commander yet. Now, don't get me wrong. It's the most popular format right now. Even Watsy's pushing it hardcore. Just play a regular 60-card format right now to learn.
I would just say Pauper. That would be...
Pauper is easy. It's all common cards. It's cheap.
If you're getting into the standard, then that's where the money comes out at. Because you need play sets of 4, and some of these cards can hit $20 and $30 a card easy for little to no reason.
Yeah.
And so when you're adding up that's a little hard for newer people. And they don't even, even now, I've got a grasp of what I like of Magic a year ago. I couldn't tell you what I liked.
Yeah, you're going to get into Magic, and you're probably going to change how you play and everything. And once you learn more, you'll be like, oh, this is cool. I really like how this works. And
yeah, and that's the biggest. But I think the colors will throw people off too.
Colors will throw people off.
Besides that,
because you'll go into a color thinking it's supposed to work one way, then you'll get in a new set, and it's like, what happened? What do you mean this ain't elves?
It's easy. Like blue is a control deck. Red is
usually like you can turn blue into a whole different kind of deck if you want to. They all can kind of do similar things. They really can now. It's all blended together a little bit. But
red can even be considered a control deck.
Yeah, you could play red as a control deck. Yeah, you can.
And white is your life game, and that's. You better be good at math.
Well, another thing is white. Back when I used to play it, back when I lived in Winchester, I played it, and white was really good at controlling too, because you had all those pacifisms. You could just pacify a creature. They spent all this money. You're putting like a $2 pacifism on. They can't do anything because of enchantment. Or they didn't put a remove enchantment spell in the deck.
White used to have cards would band with each other.
Yeah, banding. Yeah, that's an old school card there, banding.
And that's very confusing if you really start looking into that. And they done away with a lot of keywords of this game. And they bring
they'll bring it back and it'll be called something different.
But it's
it's so stupid.
That's like flying used to be called horseman.
Yeah.
Horseman, yeah. I might be saying that wrong, but
but flying used to be called something else.
I think it was called horseman.
There was something else that does similar things, and they'll just call it a whole different word just to bring it back sometimes. And it's just like, what? What happened? What is this? Why are you doing this?
And that does cause a lot of new players to get in arguments with older players.
Yeah.
Because they bring out something they've not seen, they don't think it's real, and it's just like, it's what it is. So,
well, our battery's getting ready to die, guys, so we better wrap up this episode. You can find me on Twitter at the Smango.
I don't got nowhere right now, but as soon as I do, I will be making my own channel and trying to move forward with that.
Yeah, but find us on www.appalachiatcg.com. We're on there. The podcast will be on there eventually. This will be uploaded on my channel. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the first episode of the Appalachiatcg Podcast.
I think it was fun. I think it's
hopefully you guys learned something.
Yeah, I've learned a little stuff too. So.
Just today, I had too. But guys, our battery's getting ready to die, and next time I'll make sure it's charged up and we'll just keep talking, I guess. But hope you guys enjoy this episode. Be sure to find us on everything, like, share it.
And scrap, I guess. So.